Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Otaku Brothers podcast. Um, my name is Ben, joined with my co-host Joseph.
Hello,
Say
everyone.
hi, Joseph.
Hi, guys.
Um, Before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys for 50 subscribers. It means a lot. We really appreciate the support.
We did it, Ben.
And our goal for the end of the year is to get to 100 subscribers. So,
Let's see.
what's that face?
Let's see if we can do it. I'm excited.
Well, we will do it, Joseph.
I believe in us, personally. Um, but yeah, how's everybody doing? Hope y'all are doing well. Sorry, this episode's coming out on a Tuesday. Um, me and
Tuesday.
I was kind of busy last night watching my team lose in March Madness, so that was very sad. But it is what it is. We're here now. It's going to be a great episode. Might be a little bit of a shorter one, because there wasn't much news this week. But it's aight. It's aight because we got a lot of stuff to talk about as well. But before we do that, Ben, we had kind of a spring break. We had like a weird little gap in our episodes. So what's up?
Yeah. Well, I went back home for a couple days, and then I came back up here and actually got sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I spent the rest of my spring break in my room.
That's very unfortunate. Was it COVID or just a regular sickness?
I don't. It was like a bad cold or something. I don't know. But yeah, so it was bedridden. I was just working from home. But it was a good break,
Yeah. Catch up on some anime.
nonetheless. No,
Okay.
I did play a ridiculous amount of Destiny though.
Oh, that's awesome. Getting pretty
Yeah.
far.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
To hear.
Yes. Yes.
That's good to hear. Well, my spring break was a little bit busy. I went to Arizona with some friends. That was fun. I got to watch some baseball. Went to a USA versus Colombia baseball game, which is pretty cool. And speaking of that, Mexico is actually playing Japan right now. So staying on brand with Japan. I'm
And that's
just
some pretty good baseball players.
Oh yeah,
Not gonna
most
lie.
notably Shohei Ohtani, who
Mhm.
has taken the world by storm. And let me see the score right now. Last time I checked when we were watching our episodes, it was in the seventh inning. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's 5-3. Bottom of the eighth, I think. Mexico's up.
Really?
It's 5-3. Oh god. Mm. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll keep live updates. It should be pretty close to over by the time this episode gets to its finisher.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that updated. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, my spring break was fun. Didn't really watch much anime. I wanted to. I wanted to try and finish Love is War, but I haven't. I'm almost
I
there.
haven't watched. I've been slacking with Love is War. I
I
haven't
know.
watched it in
I've
a
been
minute.
slacking with anime in general, dude.
Yeah, same.
Like I just watched the last two episodes of Trigun today.
Hmm.
So yeah. But anyways, it's been good regardless. We had a nice little break from school. But Ben, I want to hit you with a weird stat that might like I
Stats?
don't know if it's gonna like freak you out, so be warned. At least this is how it is for me. You might be like even shorter um, than me, so that's exciting for you.
Wait.
Sorry, I'm building it up. But so basically, for me at least, there's like 7 or 6 weeks left in the semester. Meaning we
Uh-huh.
only have 6 more episodes filmed like here. You know what I
That is a
mean?
crazy way to put it.
Isn't that crazy? Because if you think about like only 6 episodes of filming left, that's not a lot, dude.
Wait, let me check.
Yeah,
So,
I think I have
okay.
a week longer than you. I was talking to some of our buddies who go to the same school as you, and they get off a week
So,
before I do. And after spring break, I had 7 weeks left. So this is our seventh episode, or it's
one, two,
not
three.
including this one. We have 6 left.
Let me pull up my calendar. I
Yeah,
think it's around 6. I think we get out in the first week of
May. I think
May.
I'm the second week of May.
That
So
sucks.
yeah, it does.
When did you start?
The same time as you, I believe. I don't know. Anyways,
And I feel like
regardless, it's interesting looking at
that
it
is
that
interesting.
way. I was just thinking about that while I was in the kitchen cooking my water, and yeah, I was just like, that's kind of funny, you know?
April, May. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have all my classes ending on the first week of May.
yep. So you have like six or five episodes left in this room.
I don't. I'm still gonna be here over the summer for
Oh,
a good portion.
are you living here your senior year as well?
Yeah, I already signed
Oh,
again, so I'll be
okay,
here
that's good.
till I graduate.
How does
It was
that feel?
cheaper. Oh, it's fine. I
That's
like
good.
it.
That's sick. No, I meant like just that you're about to graduate soon.
Oh, yeah, that's even better.
That's yeah, that's crazy. Um, wow. Well, I will not be here. I'm gonna have a whole new setup next semester or in the fall. Summer I'll be back at home. You guys have seen the setup a bit, but I'm gonna try and like make my setup in my next place like a bit nicer. I mean, this is still nice, I think, but I don't know. Maybe some more like neon lights. I could put the neon lights on, but you know how it
Yeah,
is.
like whenever I moved in here, I like sat down and was like, I want to be here for like 2 years. I
Yeah.
might as well make it look
Uh huh. Well,
decent.
I love the walls, the art you got on your wall. I want to do some more of that stuff. I have a couple posters, but and I need to get
Mhm.
some more panels and whatnot. So that's pretty sick. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought I was looking at I was in the kitchen cooking my water.
I
I
keep
love
saying that.
because it's just funny because I use the Brita of it. So I just every time my friends are like, "Where's the water?" I'm like, "It's cooking, bro."
Wait, do you guys actually boil your water?
And the Brita, it goes through the Brita.
Oh, I thought you said you used to use a Brita, but
No,
now you have to boil it.
no, yeah, I boil my water and then
Oh, okay.
refrigerate it. But no, yeah. I just thought it was a cool stat. I don't know. I'm ready to graduate personally. I am very excited for summer, and it's a big summer because we're also going to be planning our Japan trip, and
Trick.
yeah. And after this whole like this was my first time we're going to Arizona and traveling by myself, and I don't know, it just got me so hyped for Japan, dude. It
I thought you were
just
gonna say you're scared.
oh no, it was actually really an easy process. So um, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, Ben. That's what I'm trying. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to get across. So
I've been every time I made a playlist or like a collections folder in TikTok, just
mhm.
like about Japan. There's always people's like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
so there's like I've been stacking those up, and then
that's smart. I
you know,
should start doing that.
the most recent thing I figured out is that trains are actually super expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, especially well,
something to
I
keep
know
in
the
mind.
bullet trains are. I think the regular ones are a bit cheaper, but still expensive.
Yeah.
But I want to try a bullet train at least. I think that'd be so cool.
It's kind of confusing because I might be remembering it wrong, but he said that planes were cheaper than trains. And I'm like,
That doesn't
I don't
sound
know,
right.
dude. I don't know, man.
I don't. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
This summer we're really gonna put our brains together and kind of
I
get to doing
think
some work.
I think we're gonna be the parents of the trip, Joseph.
Oh, 100%. And I'm kind of worried because I spent like some like I don't want to say a lot of money. It was a reasonable amount of money for this trip that I just went on, but so I can only imagine how um,
Mhm.
the Japan one's gonna be. But nonetheless, it's gonna be exciting. Um, I'm ready for it, dude. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
It'll also be nice just because we'll be finally at least I'll be 21 officially, so um, it'll be nice being able to do everything that I want to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't the
Yeah, it's 18. That's true.
yeah.
But I just, it's like a personal thing for me.
Yeah.
But especially love hotels, Ben. That'll be fun.
Oh my God. I saw a video on that. It's like you have to try a love hotel.
I hear
You
apparently
have
it's a lot
to
of fun. That's what I've heard. I don't know. Anyways, we're getting
um
sidetracked. Welcome to the show.
very.
We have a great episode for y'all today. We're gonna be talking a lot about some animes that we've. Where did I put my notebook? Oh, here it is. A lot of animes and just news in general. So let's just get right into it, Ben. We don't have a lot of news, but
We don't.
we got some. It's exciting news though. Oh, hang on. I need to fix. I need to fix this. I apologize, guys. There you go.
What?
It's nothing. Anyways,
Oh,
so our first bit of news. Um, what's the show called? Oh my god.
Kimi Zero.
Yeah. So a new show has just been teased called "The Budding Romance of Kimi Zero," and me and Ben just watched the trailer for it.
Good luck.
And it looked amazing. It really, you know, it low key Ben. It gave me domestic girlfriend vibes, which I think I was watching a video. Ben, do you know who Saikuno is?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So for all who don't know, Saikuno is a Twitch streamer who he recently visited Japan and went on a stream. He was hosting the Crunchyroll Awards, or not a host, but one of the presenters, and someone asked him to describe, or he doesn't watch much anime, and someone was talking to him about domestic girlfriend, and he asked for him to describe domestic girlfriend to him, and the way this guy described domestic girlfriend made me feel like normal about watching it. You know what I mean? Because he brought up a good point. So, Ben, you obviously haven't watched Domestic Girlfriend for some reason. Um, but it basically starts off right after the main character has sex with one of the girls in the show. And I didn't even really think about this, but it's kind of interesting, Ben, how you don't see a lot of sex in anime. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't.
for
Mainly
shows.
because it's
Hang on. No, no, no.
most of them are
Hang on.
televised.
Not in that sense, Ben. Well, I mean, hang on. I mean, in the sense that like, not like I don't want them to show it. I don't want them to like start pounding each other on screen. I mean, just like they don't really even like, you know, when we think about romance shows like Dress Up, Darling. Well, I guess that was pushing the envelope a bit, but like, let's say Dotoyo Mimas Nagatoro, Love Is War, Rent a Girlfriend, Horimiya. You know, the most we ever get and get excited for is a kiss, a hug, a hug. A kiss is rare, Ben. A kiss is excitingly rare. So I think what he was kind of explaining was that it was kind of interesting seeing how relationships develop further, more adult. Like, you know what I mean? um, in the sense that like, you know, these are actual like teenage to adults, you know, young adults, and it's like, you know, it's like they're not all they're. You really think all they're doing is just hugging and kissing? Ben, it's like
Oh my god.
I'm just the point that I'm trying to make here is that I mean we see shows like Attack on Titan that are gruesome and horrifying and like just you get see limbs getting torn off
I
and
don't
cut in
think you
half.
can compare
I
those
think you
two.
can. I think you can.
I
What's
don't think you can.
I think you should, Ben. I think it's healthy to. I think it's
Okay,
important to understand that that's just
let's
how
put it
life
this
is.
way.
Go for it.
Would you rather sit in front of a screen and watch someone's head get cut off, or sit in front of a screen and watch two people have intercourse?
I'm not saying that they need to have. I'm not saying Ben that I
That's what
need
you're
to. I'm not
saying.
saying that I need to see any of this, Ben. I'm seeing what I'm trying to say is that like I think discussing it is important. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I
It
want to see any of. I don't want to see them like. I don't want to see any interaction. I don't have to see any interaction, but it would be
just
nice
a,
if they acknowledged it. You know what I mean?
you should write your own manga then.
You know, I'm
Make
glad.
a light
So
novel.
that's a good way to segue into my next talk. No, I'm just kidding. Um, no, but no, I just think that I think that's why I think My Dress Up Darling was so good, Ben. Like that love hotel scene. How often do we see a dude pop a boner like when he and be on top of a girl? You know what I mean? It's just like
True.
it's refreshing, and not in the like degenerate sense, but it's like come on, Ben. How down bad is it when we're like we get excited and Rent a Girlfriend when they almost kiss? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's like what are we doing? It's like we're this excited about them kissing, dude. It's just like I think it should go a bit further, is all. You know, and that's what I
So you'd rather
appreciate about Domestic Girlfriend. They don't. They never show them. Actually, I mean, you. It's heavily implied. It's heavily, and that's what I mean. Just heavily imply it, dude. You don't gotta. You don't need to show them. You don't need to show anything like that. But
so you want to get hyped over people having sex.
yes, yes. I'm just saying, Ben. How much better would the payoff be in My Dress Up if it ends? If it ends with them finally like doing it, you know what I mean?
But they could just be the whole point of these romance shows is to like build the romance between the two
No, of
characters, you
course, I
know?
100% agree. But
And doing that can just like defeat the whole purpose if they're just like a
no,
it turns into a
I'm
one night
saying,
stand
no,
and
no,
they
no,
don't
no, no.
talk to each
I'm
other.
saying that that should be. I'm saying that that should be the end goal. You know what I mean? I don't want a romance to end, a romance like show to end with just like a kiss, and then that's the end of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it has to always be sex. It doesn't. But I'm just saying that it would be refreshing to see it more often once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
think you do. I think I've been heavily judged, and
I feel like I don't I don't want to like jump to conclusions, but I feel like a reason for that is that it's just because you know what? I'm gonna stop there because they have love hotels. So I was gonna say that like sex is like not.
well, uh,
How would I say it? Like frowned upon.
it's. I mean,
But then I was like, okay, they have love
I
hotels,
think it's one
so
of those things where it's like it's not spoken about, but it's it's definitely under the table. You know what I mean? I mean, you saw the power figure I sent you today, Ben. Like, you
what's
really
their sex?
what? No, I'm just saying that it's very sexualized. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, there's no lewd things, but like I don't know.
Well,
Anyways,
well,
about the show.
anyways, about the show, we watched the trailer and pretty much it starts off with this dude. He said he's a complete loser, and then he has a crush on this popular girl named Kimi, and he asks her out on a date. And she says yes. And then the next scene is her taking off her clothes and saying sex. That's what you meant, right? And then he gets all flustered, and then it ends. And then we get
Hmm.
teased that it's coming out in 2023. Um, yeah, that's all we got. Ben, you excited? Thoughts, concerns?
It's definitely a show to watch. I have been lacking on. I'll add it to my jar.
Well, I mean,
Right now, I'd say I have mixed feelings about it.
we have to give it a watch, at least the first episode, and discuss it here, dude. We have to.
Okay, so what do you think it's actually about?
It's probably about their relationship. Him asking her on a date, and then it's probably
Do you think she's a
this.
whore?
Oh, okay. I didn't say. Oh, actually, that kind of seems what it was implying, right?
I don't
If she
know.
jumps straight to the conclusion, like, oh, all he wants is he probably just wants to have sex with me. That's kind of what it seemed like from the trailer.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think this whole
Uh,
conversation is getting really awkward, and
yeah.
I'm uncomfortable. So I think we should move on to our next topic. Ben,
Speaking of uncomfortable,
facts.
Boruto has been in the news a lot lately.
For better or
I
worse.
think it's for the better, I think. But last week, some leaks came out for Chapter 79 and kind of rocked the whole anime community. And everyone's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for switching up on this. I mean, this is really cool." I've seen multiple people just like, "Oh wow, maybe I'm wrong about the show. Or I'm wrong about the manga at least, but the show's still bad. I think
Mm-hmm.
the show is still pretty bad. I know next week's episode is the last one before they go on break for 3 months, I think. So yeah, but I don't know.
Well,
Do you want
well,
me to talk? Should I talk about it
yeah,
or
that's what I was gonna say. If you should maybe go in depth to why people
so
Japan won.
basically, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think.
What do you think?
Dude, I can't like find an actual like. Just keep going. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so basically,
They did win. I'm sorry.
let's go. Anyways, so basically, leading up to this chapter, Kaoki had sent Naruto and Hinata to a different dimension, essentially, quote, killing them, for the time being. And so Kaoki runs off somewhere, and then Boruto and everyone important in the village is going to chase after him. And then, uh, what happens? Something happens. And then Kaoki and Boruto start fighting. And then I think, yeah, Kaoki actually gives Boruto the slash in his eye, which is another big reason that people are invested.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone's been wondering where that came from. Um, and after that, Kaoki runs off again, and he runs into Ada. If you don't know, Ada is one of the people that Amado created, and she's kind of like I don't know how this works, but she has had like all these kinds of powers. She can see into the future. She can see into the past, and apparently she has um, it's called Shinjutsu, which is the power of the Otsutsuki. It's like a divine power, and so she uses this power to basically rewrite history slash change everyone's memories.
That's
So
insane.
so what she does essentially is literally all she did is she changed Boruto's and Kawaki's lives. So Kawaki is Naruto's son. That's what everyone thinks. And Boruto is the one who killed Naruto. And so everyone's after him.
So I have a question. You're saying
Yes.
everyone thinks Naruto or Boruto's the one who killed Naruto, right?
Yeah.
How, so did Naruto die? He didn't, right? He just got sent to that place.
Yeah. But
Okay.
they changed it so everyone thinks he killed him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ben, I just want to say your outfit is really giving Obito vibes right now.
What? That's funny.
You see it now, right?
I
Let
yeah,
me
I
pull up
see
a
it.
picture.
Oh god. But um it's another thing that someone pointed out with this is after the fight with Momoshiki earlier on in Boruto, he says, "If you wear it, because those blue eyes will eventually take everything from you." And people thought at first that it was Boruto's eyes, um, but it's actually Ada's eyes that took everything from him. So that's something else that was explained. I'm never wearing this again, bro.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. But Um, yeah, that got explained. And another thing that someone noticed in the first episode
Mm-hmm.
of Boruto, we can see that Boruto is still wearing the same clothes that he's wearing like currently in the show, while Kawaki is kind of like all dripped out. He's clean, and that's because Kawaki's, he's living good, but Boruto, he's just on his own, you know.
That's
So I thought
wild.
that was really interesting
And this is in the manga or in the show? The manga, right?
in the manga. Yeah.
That's crazy. Um,
Yep.
I really want them to make a condensed version. Maybe that's I might rewatch Boruto then if
I
once
wouldn't
it's
even. I don't know.
no,
I
you
don't
don't
think the
even think
show's
it's
worth
worth it.
it.
You don't even think it's worth it.
No.
Wow.
It depends what they do, because I know they're taking this break to discuss scheduling and just
Mm-hmm.
reevaluate the show as a whole. So, depending on what they do with that, I can make your decision. But I think
Uh
as of
huh.
now, I just read it from the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. Um. Yeah. I don't know. Um. You really don't think the show's worth it?
I At first it was. I mean,
Because I
like
mean,
that first arc with Momoshiki, that's like that one fight of the year in 2018, I
mhm,
think. And then that next canon arc that we watched together last time, that was pretty good.
yeah,
But like the arc that's getting animated right now it's just not good. Like animated at least.
that sucks, man. That's so
I don't
unfortunate.
know.
Maybe I will start collecting the Boruto manga. I don't know.
Orta manga is pretty. I like the covers.
Yeah,
They're
I
pretty
love
cool.
cover arts. That's one of my favorite things. But I don't. I just yeah, that's so unfortunate, man. I mean, I know how much you love Naruto and how much I love it too. So it really sucks to see it end like that, man. That the
Yeah,
anime just gets left to such rubble, especially with how Bleach and One Piece are doing. It's
yeah.
it
I mean, it's
sucks.
like because the same studio that's doing Boruto is doing Bleach,
Oh
so
wow,
it kind of just feels like that
they don't
the
care.
money's taken away from that. Yeah,
Well, I mean, honestly, I think that they really rushed it in the sense that like Bleach waited. I mean, I know One Piece has been going on for ages, but like, what's the issue with taking a hiatus, take a 1 or 2 year, 3 year gap.
I said that from the beginning. Like, the show should not be every week.
Yeah, I really
It
think
should be seasonal.
I really think that's been ruining it. It's been. I mean, I don't understand, and this even goes farther beyond Boruto into like stuff like like say JoJo's or some other shows. Like I mean, just look at examples like My Hero, man. My Hero seasonal has been working out amazingly, um,
Hmm.
and stuff like Demon Slayer and all these new gen anime. It's like they're doing seasonal. I don't understand why you have to try and mess with the formula. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it works for One Piece because it's One Piece. You know what I mean? So
I mean, yeah, One Piece has been doing it for
exactly, it's
how
like
many, 1,000
you don't
episodes?
need it. It's just I don't understand why you got to leave this like formula of just not doing seasonal anime. It's been working. Maybe it's just because Naruto's been around since the beginning. Not I don't want to say the beginning, but you know what I mean. Like since
Yeah.
when anime was popping off. Um,
I'm pretty sure Naruto did the same format.
yeah.
Just, I don't know. But
Hmm. But
yeah, unfortunate.
well,
But
that
can't do
sucks.
anything.
Well, maybe eventually I'll go back and read the manga or watch like a YouTuber talk about it or something because that sounds really cool. Like all this stuff
Hmm.
that's been going on. But yeah, last time I watched the anime it was just kind of like did not do it for me.
Yeah,
So that sucks. But sorry to hear that, Ben.
not your fault.
I know, but it's just I hate to be the bearer of bad news, right?
Yeah.
Anywho, um, well, let's give rest in peace Boruto. It was a good one. We loved you. Hopefully, if anything, hopefully they get their shit together after the break. You know,
Yeah.
so that'll be good.
The one thing I did hear this last week's or yesterday's episode was pretty good, but that's about it.
That's good. Well, all right. Well, moving on, guys. We're gonna be talking about our next three shows. Three. Yep, you're right. I said three because your boy finally caught up to My Hero Academia, and now me and Ben can talk about it. So this is the first time we're gonna be talking
Yes.
about it on the show. Actually, did we talk about it last time? Maybe we did. I don't think so. No, we didn't.
I don't
So
know.
this is the first time we will be talking about it. So I guess let's why not just start with that, Ben. So and if you all are not caught up with My Hero Academia, just skip ahead a bit. We're gonna be talking about some spoilers. You know how we do with Bleach or not Bleach, with Blue Lock and Trigun. So, all right, starting off, Ben, we have episode 137. Technically 136 and 137 because uh, we skipped last week to do the Crunchyroll Awards. So
Yeah.
we're technically talking about 2 episodes for each episode, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, so the last 2 episodes of My Hero were kind of well. I guess the first 136 episode was Deku versus Class 1A, and then the second one is Deku arriving at the UA again after being taken back
Mhm.
home by the class, and yeah, Uraka gives a speech. But Ben, what were your thoughts on these last 2 episodes, and then I'll explain my opinions because I think I have some hotter takes.
Um, these I've been waiting for these. These are my favorite moments of season 6.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting them for so long from the manga. Um, it feels like just yesterday I remember seeing it, and then just I don't know. I don't think we've really had a lot of emotional kind of stuff like this
Mm-hmm.
in My Hero for a while,
Yeah.
especially with the OGs like Bakugo and Ochako.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing all that play out, I was really happy. Maybe tear up a little bit. So yeah, I was happy with it.
Oh, that's good. Wow. Interesting. Well, my takes were a little hotter, um, in the sense that I kind of was not. I mean, I get why it has to happen, but I don't know, Ben. I really one of the things that drew me into season 6 was kind of how Deku felt like he had this more Batman mentality. You know what I mean? He was
Mhm.
literally a vigilante, is what you were telling me they call him,
Yeah.
and he was going through this phase where like similar to Batman, where he's kind of seen what working together does and how it causes a lot of people harm. So he tries to go everything solo, and I really liked that. I think it's a step in the direction that My Hero needed. I feel like it kind of felt like My Hero was going a little bit of the simple, calm, like simple shonen route, and I really
Mm.
like to see it kind of spread its wings and like kind of experiment a little, sort of like how shows like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man have done. In the sense where it's a lot more grittier, it's a lot more dark, and just because it's a
Yeah.
shonen doesn't mean that it's afraid to get a little dirty. Um, but I was kind of disappointed with how things went. I kind of wanted Deku to be a little bit more, have a little more umph in him. Instead of
Mhm.
just being so easily persuaded to go join his classmates again. But I mean, I get why it happened. It's not like it was terrible. Uh, it kind of the episode title threw me for a loop when it was Deku versus Class A, just because I was really expecting them to like fight, but not fight, but you know what I mean. Him put
Yeah.
up more of a like resistance at least, and then maybe at the end of the episode talk more, and then let him come on over. But
Mhm.
so I thought that was interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. That was my take on it for
Yeah,
that.
well, I think it was more kind of like not that he didn't. I mean, he didn't want to fight them. I mean, he was
Oh
going
yeah, of
to if they
course.
didn't like let him do his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the main reason was just because he was so tired.
Yeah, yeah.
He couldn't really
Mm-hmm.
put up a fight if he wanted to. I know they
Mm-hmm.
captured him, and he was just tired of it all, and he just broke down. So
Yeah, I get that.
yeah,
Um, but so that was the first episode, Deku versus Class 1A. Moving on, we move on to episode 137. I think it was called Girls Like Talk or something like that. Something like a girl's speech or I don't know,
yeah.
confession, something like that. And it's basically they arrive at the school UA. And first of all, let me say, me and our buddy were watching this episode, and we started dying laughing when the mouse, the principal, was like, because all the other people were like, how does it make any sense to have Deku here when everyone's trying to kill him? And he explained this whole schematic plan about how the whole school is a grid, and we started dying laughing because that makes no sense, and I just thought it was really funny. Did you chuckle, Ben, when he was explaining that whole part?
It kind of definitely blew me away a little bit. I will say
Did
that.
he say they could send the whole place across Japan if they wanted to, or something like that?
Yeah, that's really he's like, yeah, I had a little bit of my touch to it, and
Exactly.
turned this into a. I can't even describe it. It's just that's crazy.
I thought it was funny. So he basically the whole school is on a grid, of like a graphing grid, and pretty much
Yeah.
he can move a section underground, block it off, and move it across Japan if he wants to. Um, So I just I
It's
like how this just happened one day. I'm like, did none of the students see this process happen? Like, I just don't think that's how like
there had
foundation
there.
works.
What is the time span?
That's what me
Because
and Ryan
that
were
had to have
saying.
taken
That's what we were saying.
years.
He was like, they did this in like what 2-3 months. It's like
I mean, I get people have quirks and whatnot, but to build like what is it like magnetic tunnels
yeah,
across Japan?
exactly.
No way, no.
And then we were like, why did they have to make this so complicated? We were like, you could literally just not say that someone has a teleportation quirk or something. Like, I don't know. I just thought that was really funny. Obviously, it doesn't need to make sense. It's a show, but I really hope that happens, dude. I want to see that how that works. Um,
It's definitely going to.
oh, 100%. So yeah, the episode Uraka pretty much gives a speech to everyone saying how Deku he saved them all and how he has a special ability that one for all or all for one wants, and we get this cool moment where we see two people, the water gun kid, I forgot what his name was,
Oda.
yeah, and then the bunny dragon girl that he saved. show
Mhm.
up, dude. She was.
All right. No, you're
Anyways,
done. You're done.
anyways, yeah. So it was cool getting to see those characters, and then Deku finally realized that okay, maybe I will just take a break, and I need to do this together with my friends, which is a horrible idea, by the way. If one of them doesn't die, I'm gonna be very upset. Um, but that kind of goes right into our next section where we get the final credit scene with All Might driving away for some reason, and then we see someone watching him, and I do believe that that's someone. Oh, I don't believe. I know. That person was Stain, the hero killer,
Oh yeah.
and
Forgot
I'm
about
very
that.
interested to see how the next episode plays out. It is probably the last episode of the season, and
Mhm.
I mean, Ben, he could. All Might could die.
You think he's gonna die?
Well, I know. Didn't Stain say that All Might is like one of the only heroes he would want to die to?
Yeah.
But see, we've also seen in the intro scene this figure that all the class is fighting, which I'm assuming is Stain. So I think All for One has given Stain some new quirks, and I think there's going to be a rematch between Class at 1A and Stain.
God. Actually, I don't remember. I
What do
don't
you mean?
remember if you're right or not.
Did you
Because
read?
in
Did
the
you read the
manga,
manga? Oh,
yeah.
Elben, Elben.
How's it an L?
What? Why, Ben? Why do you do this?
Because the manga's so good.
uh, I.
I don't. I a part this after this part, it's kind of fuzzy for me,
Well, that's
so I
good.
don't really.
That's good. We'll keep it that way. Um, but yeah, so that's how the episode ends. I think there's only one more episode left in the season, Ben, I believe. So, yeah, it's been a good season. It's definitely picked up since 4 and 5. Um, yeah, I've been really enjoying the season, Ben.
Yeah,
What about you? Final thoughts, concerns?
very good. Um,
Very good.
but
Please,
yeah,
please make more.
please make more things.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a great episode. That'd be cool to see Stain come back. I know he's been a fan favorite, and I think a rematch is definitely due. But I'm sorry, I'm stalling for time, Ben. I'm really nervous to talk about Trigun.
What?
I don't know. It's funny. Um, but yeah, I think that's all we have for my hero, right, Ben?
Um, yeah, that's it.
Sick, 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 sick. Well, that was our first time talking about my hero, and next week will be the last time. Um, so that's cool. All right, but moving on to episode 11 of Trigun, Stampede. Well, let's talk about episode 10. It was kind of more of a lore episode, somewhat. Um, the main thing from the previous episode that happened, or the two main things, is that the main reporter dude. Do you know his name, Ben? I feel bad. Yeah, I forgot his name too.
It was nice.
Anyways, the main reporter, the older man who's with the younger girl, ends up dying, and he gets killed by this, I guess, clone slash plant person who
Mhm.
has similar powers to knives and can create nails, and impales him in the chest. He bleeds out and dies, but not before giving his gun to the younger girl and explaining, hey, um, trust your heart and do what you got to do. So that happens, and then the second big thing that happens is Wolfwood shows up or he's with Vash and delivers Vash to Knives, and then Wolfwood kind of just goes his own way, which is kind of sad to see. But I have a feeling he's coming back. Right, Ben. That's a good assumption to make.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, after that, Vash confronts Knives, and then Vash gets fallen into a vat. Vat.
That's that.
Yeah, Vash vat of water, and that's where the episode ends. So that was episode 10. Episode 11, Ben, I might need you to help me out here a bit. Um,
Uh, it's the show's turning to into Evangelion, and it's kind of scaring me because Evangelion, it's you watch it in the beginning, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're fighting the bad guys, and then it's just like it's like a not a Rick and Morty episode, a regular show episode.
yeah.
It's like you go mow the lawn when you're fired, and they're I won't say
Hmm.
anything, but
And then they're like planetary, like they're fighting planetary beings too.
yeah,
Yeah.
So this kind of what happened to me in this episode. I
Yeah,
just got
for
super
real.
confused.
I feel like one episode we were watching Vash talk to his brother, and then the next we were watching life happen before our very eyes, you know?
Yeah, talking about higher dimensions and
Yeah, I think it's an interesting. I don't know if it's a trope or just an interesting way for the stories to go. I know, like Darling and the Franks suffered from this. Um, yeah, Evangelion. I wouldn't say it suffers from it, but it's definitely like a big brain moment that you need to like focus on hardcore
Mhm.
for. So I think it's one of those things that we're gonna have to go back and rewatch. Um, I don't know. I saw Vash like kind of. I don't even know what I saw then. I saw him like he turned to like stone. It looked like, and then was kind of reborn
Yeah.
maybe, or I don't know. Um, I'm really trying to describe this episode, but like,
I'm telling you, it's like dude,
yeah,
if
it's.
you ever watch Evangelion and then you have to remember this moment.
Is it true
You're
that
gonna be like, oh
is it true that like I need to watch a movie too to understand how it ends? People say that you need to watch.
yeah. There's like 26 episodes in the show,
Uh huh.
but you watch I think it's episode 25, and then you watch the movie, and then episode 26. It's confusing.
I'll have to look into that before I watch the show then.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah.
like the movie takes place at that point in the show, and then
Oh.
I think it's my head
I'll
hurts
look it
thinking
up.
about
I'll
it.
look it up. But yeah. Anyways, that was Trigon episode 11. I couldn't even. I can if I wanted to explain that better. If someone had a gun at me, that's the best I could do for real. Um, I try. It seemed like Vash was kind of getting taken over by knives, and they went inside his head, and then his head started cracking open, and then stuff happens, man. Then stuff happened. Ben, I love your sweater, Ben.
Dude, I'll take this off.
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
change real quick.
No, but anyways, so yeah, that was that was Tricut Stampede. That was a headache. All right, time for some calmer, more exciting stuff. Blue Lock, Blue Lock,
Look!
woo! Blue Lock, doubled. What is it called? Extra time,
Additional time.
additional time. That's what it is. But no, yeah. Anyways, we got some Blue Lock for y'all. Only one more episode left, probably the season, which is very unfortunate, but it's off to a banger. At least with episode 23. So episode 22, I guess we won't talk much about just because it's kind of the middle of the fight between Rin and Isagi's teams, like we'd been talking about before. Except the one big thing that happens is Bachira kind of stops listening to the monster in his head and realizes that, okay, I'm going to listen to myself. That's a huge
Mhm.
moment. So that's really the only key takeaway from 22, episode 22. Then Isagi's team scores and it's 4-4, right? So
Yeah.
moving into episode 23, there's like, what'd you say, 8 seconds left on the clock? Or
Well,
there's no time.
episode episode 23, it leaves off 8 seconds before that last play.
Mm-hmm.
So like Bachira, he's going for the goal, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then it's from Asagi's point of view. So we see what he's thinking and how he ends up getting to block his shot.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pretty much what happens then is I think they both miss it, and then Rin hits it and scores the goal.
Yeah. That was
And
a really cool line. Because Asagi blocked it and then obviously they lost, but I guess the commentator was ego, but it's just like he was just like I think it was like cruelfully, mercilessly the ball just descended upon the victor's feet, and I thought that was really cool.
that is a cool line.
Um,
I
but it's just I like the whole part of the episode them of just explaining luck.
yeah, I was gonna yeah. Before that, back to what you were saying. I really enjoyed the dialogue in this show, dude. I love how dramatic it is. Like how you're saying, the cruelly, mercifully,
But yeah,
decides to go to the victor. Just like how they're like, I want to devour this team, and like, I don't know. It's very what's the word? Like not gory, but like gore-esque, and I don't know. It's just something like that. and it's very impactful and very dramatic and powerful whenever they use
Hmm.
those words. So I really appreciate that the show is doing. I think it has fantastic dialogue. Um, but yeah, like Ben was saying, it kind of gets into this part of what is luck. And Ben, if you want to explain it, you can.
Yeah, I think this I kind of put like my perspective on luck kind of differently, even though it's not the same scenario, but
Yeah.
it's literally just if you want to get lucky, you have to put yourself in the position to get lucky,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what happened with Rin is just he put himself there in case the ball could have went there, and it went there, so he
Mm-hmm.
got lucky.
Yeah.
But really, he's just creating his own luck
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
a sense.
I like
I
they
thought that's
use.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and they say the same thing about how if creating your own bad luck. You know, if you see a bunch of pitching
Yeah.
poop on the floor and you walk through it, it's like, well, you know, what do you expect's gonna happen? You know what I mean? Is it bad luck or
Hmm.
is it just you being an idiot? You know, or something like that. So I really liked that again. I love how he calls him a second rate soccer player. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, it's like a second rate duelist. um, but yeah, I don't know. I love Ego's whole part in this show. He's been so great. I feel like he's still so mysterious.
Yeah,
It
I was about
it
to say, I
gets
wish we
to
knew. I hope we find out more about
yeah.
his like where he came from,
Mm-hmm.
why he's the person to run this project.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to know more about the girl too.
Shows the
um,
only girl in Blue Lock.
exactly. But yeah, and then we also kind of see Rin's whole perspective on the final play and the moments. It was really cool. All the players are like, okay, or the glam guy and the shy weird guy were like, okay, let's see who we want to choose. Bachira's like, I'm not choosing Isagi. Um, but then Rin's like, no, screw all y'all. I'm the best player on this team. Um, mine's the biggest, and he says we're choosing Isagi.
Mine's the biggest.
And yeah, Isagi joins their team, and it was really sad seeing him leave Chiguri, um,
Yeah,
Baru, and Nagi. I really like those guys. They were a great squad. Um, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks he's not with them anymore. But this matchup that we're watching next, it looks hella fun, which we'll get into right now, I guess. So, or yeah, but
yeah.
before we do that, Rin kind of admits defeat in a way too, since he only won that goal because of luck. So
Mm.
he would have lost. So he doesn't really count it as a win in his book, which is why he chose Isagi, which is really cool to see. Um, that Isagi's finally gotten to him, and I'm excited to see how him and Rin, how their relationship kind of grows
Mhm.
as it progresses. I feel like Rin might open up a bit more, which will be nice. That'll be fun. But yeah, that kind of leads us into our next segment, where
Well,
nothing, where we see that the third selection is these five dudes fighting the world's five. Right? Was it that what they're called?
mhm.
And it's pretty cool. We see five players from I think Spain, Brazil, France, England. And what was the last one?
Argentina.
Argentina, yes, yeah. Which are kind of the major, where the best soccer players are usually from in the world. So it was pretty cool, and I think Ben had some interesting info about the guy from France. If you want to,
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure that's Kylian Mbappe.
mm-hmm.
Um, he he is okay. Well, at the time that Blue Lock takes place is 2018. Um, so Kylian Mbappe, he was 19 at the time. And I think it's the same. It has to be the same person. I mean, he's from France. They look exactly the same. I guess what's left to see is just what his kind of, I guess, abilities are, because he, right now, he seems pretty mysterious. You don't know, he didn't talk at all. Um, so yeah, but I think the show's going in a really interesting direction now.
Mm,
It's not just in Blue Lock anymore. They're opening up to the world.
yeah, the Zawardo.
So yeah, it's pretty
It
cool.
is pretty cool. Me and Ben were just watching it. I wish we recorded our reactions. they started speaking English, all the
Yeah, I
world's
get.
five, and it was like, I get
It
it.
was kind of
They're not American, so they don't have like a fluent English accent, but like,
the the English guy. He had a
yeah,
good English
I want to
accent.
say even Rin had a pretty solid English accent, or not English accent, but just like speaking English. It was
Yeah, I mean
like,
that's what it sounded like a normal Japanese person speaking English,
yeah,
I guess.
but like the Greece dude, or I guess there's the Argentinian dude and the
The
Spanish guy.
Argentina dude and the Brazil
The dude
dude.
from Brazil sounded fine.
You think so? I didn't like it sounded weird for
It
me.
was a little choppy, but it was fine.
I don't know.
It was just interesting. Me and Ben are so used to only hearing Japanese and anime, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of cool hearing them speak English.
I
So
hope it's not if it's going in the direction that I think it is, I hope it's not gonna be like that
the rest
all
of
the
it,
time. Like if they're gonna be playing against other people from the world, I hope like if we see the other team's point of view, they're just not gonna be constantly talking this botched English
yeah,
because that would be annoying. So
uh, yeah,
we'll see.
it's interesting. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like they should just I don't know. It's interesting. Um,
I mean, it's like I like what they're doing. It's
yeah, no, for real.
just funny.
It's very funny. I mean, I can only imagine like that's what I'm imagining if us trying to speak Japanese. That's probably what it sounds like, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It looks fun. I'm excited to see. It's very interesting seeing them fight people from across the world. Um, but I also like the not stakes, but the grudge, I guess, that the Blue Lock team has against these guys, since the World Five is kind of just there because, well, they're getting paid to do it and they have free time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's kind of like these
Yeah.
guys
Ren was
they need to
funny.
prove
He
something.
was he was like, I'm gonna turn this little trip of yours into a traumatic experience. I was like, oh
Yeah,
my
I don't know.
god.
I'm starting to like Rin a lot, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
Ren's cool.
yeah, so it's looking like a lot of fun, man. So I'm very excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Yep.
I just thought of this. How is it gonna work in the English dub? If everyone's already speaking English, are they still gonna
I wonder. I don't think they're gonna change their. I don't think they'll change those dub voice actors. Then
sure?
that would be
I don't
weird.
know. We'll see.
They're speaking English.
I'm sure that
they're
part will be better in the dub.
yeah, they're already speaking English, my guy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's funny. It'll work out. They always get around that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think that's all we got for y'all today, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
All right, Ben. Well, would you like to give us an outro then?
Well, I actually did the intro, so you have to give us an outro.
Oh, that's right. Gosh, I'm sorry. Been all over the place today. All right, let me just put some lotion on real quick. Some Japanese cherry blossom lotion. Staying on brand for the podcast. Yeah, my hands are really dry during the winter, so I got this
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh my god, Japan. Hey, that's we like that. So we bought some. Yeah, but anyways, thank you all so much for watching the Otaku Brothers podcast. I have been your co-host Joseph, joined by my beautiful, lovely co-host Benson, and we really appreciate y'all watching, guys. We hit 50 subscribers. That's pretty nuts. That's pretty nutty.
That is pretty nuts.
But yeah, let's try and hit 100 by the end of the year. That'd be crazy. Yeah. And then hopefully we'll just continue doing what we're doing. I have big plans this summer for us. I want to just kind of like post a lot more, so that'll be fun.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Of course.
without further ado, this has been
I
us,
do.
and we really appreciate you guys sticking around. So we love you guys.
Yes, yes, yes.
See you all in the next episode.
Peace.
Arrivederci.